The people of Tigray have hoped that the peace deal was signed in November 2020 would bring them several benefits. However, the much anticipated peace accord is criticized for ignoring to implement the basic principles of the agreement, except for the fact that the guns are silenced. On this regard, members of the Kunama Community in Northwestern Tigray say the peace accord signed 1 year ago failed to ensure accountability and justice by investigating the genocidal crimes committed against the people of Tigray and the Kunama ethnic group in particular.
We hoped for our home to be free from invading forces in accordance with the Pretoria Agreement, so that people could get back to running their daily life like the good old days and get compensation for the losses they have endured during the war. And yet, the peace deal has shown no progress in its implementation. I was hoping that the people of Tigray would get relief as soon as the peace deal was signed, but we are still living in danger. The Kunama community in particular are living at a greater risk because the community is located at the border between Ethiopia and Eritrea. The Kunama community are among other victims who have experienced several massacres in Tigray. When the Pretoria Agreement was signed, we hoped for peace to prevail and accountability and justice to be ensured. However, I bet none of these have been implemented in accordance to the peace accord.
Members of the Kunama community add as a result failure to fully implement the peace deal, Eritrean forces persist committing heinous atrocities against the ethnic group.
Nothing has changed since the peace deal was signed, except for the fact that guns are silenced. The people continue to experience atrocities like detention, rape, and forceful disappearance in areas beginning from Adigoshu, Adabai, up to Humara. The invading forces have not withdrawn from Western Tigray, even after the peace agreement. These forces persist committing atrocities in the areas under their occupation. The entire Kunama community residing in the location of Adigoshu up to Humera are now under the occupation of the invaders, and they continue to experience several atrocities. Several atrocities are still ongoing, such as killing, forceful disappearance, and it's unknown where they are being taken to. There is also sexual violence against women. These atrocities continue to be committed even at this moment against the Kunama community.
The members of the community call for the federal government to work for the full implementation of the peace accord, and they urge the international community to put pressure on the stakeholders for the successful achievement of the agreement.
The federal government must be guided by the basic principles of the Pretoria Agreement.
The
international community has the responsibility to monitor the progress towards the implementation of the peace deal. The issue of accountability ceases to be an issue in the process of the peace deal. I call for the international community and human rights advocates to monitor the progress and put pressure on the agreeing parties to dedicate themselves for the implementation of the peace deal.